This is Tom, the Lone Wolf Prepper. It is April 21st, 2024, and I want to do a video tonight about the most dangerous SHTF event that can happen, and that would be digital currency. Back in 2004 and 2005, I used to have a night job, and I used to listen to an AM show called Coast to Coast AM. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of it. Well, anyway, one night they had a guest on there that was talking about digital currency. And this, like I say, was back in 2004 and 2005. And talking about how they wanted it and it was eventually going to come and how it was going to control your life completely. And I had been prepping for 10 years already, but that definitely changed the way I started prepping. Because when that digital currency hits, number one, prepping will be illegal. I'll go into that a little later. But anyway, I shifted it so I won't be dependent on money. I don't like money the way it is now. I feel it's a necessary evil, and I partake in the least of it as possible. But anyway, if you're dependent where you need money, or when they go to the digital dollar, whether they call it the Fed coin or whatever, you know, when you get your federal debit card and stuff, they will be able to control everything. I mean, you aren't going to be able to prep. You're going to be, when you go to the store, everything you buy will be monitored. And you're going to be allotted only so much for your family. Everything they can ration, everything. And I don't care how much money you have on your federal debit card, you ain't going to be able to buy that next pound of hamburger or that next pound of peas. They will have you under total control. Now, I'm sure they'll let you splurge on stuff like, I don't know, worthless things that don't mean anything, like, oh, we can sit there and get you into this new car and take all your federal credits for the next 50 years or something like that. But anyway, the basic necessities human beings need to live is going to be restricted. And you can say, well, I'll just make a garden. Okay, well, that's all going to be registered. And you'll have a government agent there or in your city or whatever, and your garden will become and inspect it. And when you start doing your canning, you'll need the canning commission's seal of approval on your jars, or they'll be destroyed or confiscated. Okay? Everything is going to be monitored. They're going to know about everything. That's when I decided that I was going to go more towards the colonial days, where I'm not dependent on money and where I can live isolated and stuff. We can't let this happen. I mean, do you realize whatever Second Amendment ain't going to matter? You ain't going to be able to buy that gun because the store owner isn't going to give it to you, and your federal debit card will be denied. You understand? Your right to protest. If you're on the wrong side and you want to buy supplies for protests, and you're not going to be able to. But the other side's going to be able to have pallets of bricks on corners delivered. I mean, talk about starvation they're going to be able to put in. We could end this at any time. I mean, people are worried about Iran and Israel. Really? North Korea, South Korea, China, Taiwan, Russia, Ukraine. You know, I'll make a video tomorrow on that spending bill that we keep financing all these wars. And like I say, well, good men are dying in the trenches. Filthy, disgusting men are getting rich off of it, off us paying for it. Okay, and then once we get to a digital dollar, we're not going to be able to stop that because you're not going to have no control over your taxes. I mean, do you realize that green piece of paper that's worthless in your wallet that you can exchange for something that's worth something is so against the way they want it to be. I mean, how can the freedom of me spending my own money my own way completely be wrong to them? I mean, they're complete tyrants. Complete tyrants. Anyway, the digital dollar is the most dangerous SHTF event that will happen. If you're dependent on money at all, your life will be completely controlled. Okay? So I suggest totally, if you want electricity, you need to get prepped the way you want to live when that happens, because prepping will be illegal. You know, I'm not telling you to get rid of all your money, but you need to go out and buy stuff that you're going to be able to use for the next 50 years, and that will last for the next 50 years. That will sustain your life, comfortable for you to live, because they're about to totally take over. When they crash the dollar and that digital currency comes in as the rescuing savior. Yep. Kind of like 9/11 and the Patriot Act, right? Total control. And we'll all welcome it. Well, I'm not. But when that day does come, that's when I separate myself from society and I go live like a lone wolf in the mountains. You know, I've been out there. There's lots of places out there that human beings don't go. Miles and miles. That's more desolate than where I live now. And I'll live just fine. But if you want money when that digital currency takes over, you'll be completely controlled. You know, I don't know. Oh, you're 70 years old. We can't afford to pay for your medication. We think you can live without it. This government employee said so. See what's coming? Anyway, this Lone Wolf Prepper out.